As we continue our conversations on Agile marketing, let us talk about the Agile manifesto. The Agile manifesto speaks to individuals and interactions over process and tools, customer collaboration over the highest paid person's opinion or the hippo, adaptive marketing plan over a rigid marketing plan, and also autonomy over command and control leadership styles. Shade, let us talk about how the Agile Manifesto can be applied and how these principles can help to create efficiencies and drive better outcomes.
So, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. That's the very first Agile value, and it's really core to much of the ceremonies and all of the other things that we'll see around Agile. And what that is really saying is that individuals and interactions are more important to us than processes and tools. It's not to suggest that processes and tools are not important, because of course we love the tools. We love tools that make our lives easier. We like processes that make things clear for the teams, but the processes and tools should enable the interaction. The processes and tools should create value to the process, and they should not be proxies for value or proxies for control or proxies or things that we just introduce for the sake of feeling better about a context. It should truly create value for some stakeholder that is in your interaction. We believe it is more effective to interact face to face. COVID has limited that, substantially, but there are other ways for us to interact face to face, whether it is video conferencing or other tools that are out there. So tools are important. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. In the marketing context, that amounts to things like market research. It amounts to things like business requirements, documents, or whatever marketing request form, however your marketing request format is framed. And what it's saying is that the most important thing is to collaborate with customers, and those can be internal customers. So if you are leading a marketing team, it may mean collaborating with your business partners. It may mean collaborating with your IT team who's developing on your behalf. And it also very much means collaborating with the actual customer that you want and expect to be using whatever it is, or you expect to be targeting with your marketing campaign. So it is, instead of a process where somebody sits over in the business team and they develop a business plan, and that plan is the contract that's being negotiated, and they share that plan with marketing, and then marketing does maybe we'll do some market research and we will then develop a marketing plan. All of that takes time and no value is created effectively. What Agile is saying is collaborate with the people. So from the beginning of the process, the business is involved, the technology partners are involved, the customers are involved, and it's a continuous process of collaboration from start to finish. So there are no handoffs. So it's not business passing a document to marketing passing a campaign to customers eventually, but it is, okay, this is what we need, and we're validating that need at the beginning with the customer. Say, is this what you need? And we are creating our campaigns and we're getting customer feedback throughout that process. So it's not a sequential, this is where we get customer feedback, this is where we get the business document. It is more a continuous process of working together towards something that creates value for both your external customer as well as your internal customer. It's also really important in thinking through customer collaboration, just ensuring that it is your customer who is your true final approver. It is very often in a marketing context, we view the highest paid person, what we call the hippo, as the person who makes the final decision. So it is the chief marketing officer or the marketing manager or whatever the title is, or maybe it's the CEO. But in an ideal context, where we have to push that customer collaboration to is where we are presenting the customer with, here are these two options. and the customer is unknowingly, in a few instances, but unknowingly saying, hey, option A appeals to me a lot more, and it is ensuring that is what is driving what you are putting out to market. Responding to change over following a plan. Again, let me reinforce, planning is important, and planning is a part of just about every agile methodology. There is a framework in place for planning. So we're not saying that planning isn't important. What we're saying is that responding to change is more important, and we would have seen this just manifest itself in an extraordinary way in the past couple of months with COVID. Many organizations and teams have had to turn a lot of what they've been doing upside down because the context changed significantly. So responding to change over following a plan, it also means that our leadership style has to change. It means that as leaders, we have to give up some control. We have to allow our team members to be able to drive decision making, to truly be empowered and self-managing. So they don't need to come and wait a day or an hour or even a few minutes for us to make a decision for them to then execute on. We believe that every single member of an agile team should be empowered and accountable and sufficient, should have the capabilities to make decisions with the team. And we believe that the team having these skilled individuals will enrich the decision-making process much more than having one single center of command and control. And to paraphrase a popular quote, if the rate of change on the outside is greater than the rate of change on the inside, the end is near, because it means that your business is likely to be stagnating. It means that your business is not keeping up with what consumer needs are. And while it may not stop overnight, it means that you're going into a period of decline until you can get back to the same pace of decision making, of acting that the outside world is operating at. Working software over comprehensive documentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that if you are a marketing professional, you are not developing working software, maybe looking at a few algorithms here and there on social media, but let's agree that we're not gonna call that working software, and we'll call that a campaign. And what this value is really supporting is getting things out. The longer something stays in your shop, the more value you lose. The longer something stays within your team awaiting approval, the more value you lose, because you cannot get value, the customer cannot get value when we are in that place of waiting, of documenting, of protracted planning. What this value challenges us to do is to identify ways that we can continuously and at the earliest possible point create value for our customers and value for our business stakeholders, while we sometimes wait on more complicated aspects of our marketing campaigns. So if we think about something like, maybe can we test on social media? So can we post simple ads on social media to test a concept while we are developing a television campaign that we know that the production time is much more protracted than creating something for social media? So how can we get value while we wait on more complicated things, while we are still finalizing maybe some types of documentation that need to support our campaigns? How can we drive value, drive insights, drive understanding so one of the popular sayings at my company is, how can we fix the bus while it's driving? And I think that phrase encapsulates some of what working software campaigns over comprehensive documentation is.